Collins, Director of the H.E.A.L Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. I'm here at the DRC Employee Recognition and Memorial Park. As a corrections family, we come together each spring to recognize employees for their outstanding service to the department and to remember and honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty. It saddens me to say that over the past 3 years, we have lost members of our corrections family to suicide. The most recent occurrence took place this year. As director, I am concerned about these suicides and their effect not only on our staff, but their families as well. Life will certainly present challenges for each of us, personally and within our careers. As corrections professionals, we know that this business can be stressful at times. However, we value our employees and we want to do everything we can to help to prevent these tragedies from happening. Last year, I appointed a task force to examine the issue of staff suicide. They were tasked with developing strategies to help employees and their families cope with stressors and other unpredictable situations that occur in everyday life. As a result of these efforts, the Helping Employees Through Awareness and Learning project was developed. Here at DRC, we are a family. When we lose a family member to suicide, it impacts us all. Through this video, we hope to identify some of the causes of stress, give coping strategies, and highlight the resources that are available to both employees and their families. As director of this department, I realize that the corrections professionals that make up our workforce are our most valued resource.
The Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction is a multifaceted organization. Our employees work in a variety of capacities and are critical to our success. We employ not only correction officers, food service and maintenance workers, parole officers, teachers, mental and medical health professionals, and support staff, to name a few. Our department is guided by the core values of integrity, leadership, excellence, accountability, and diversity, thereby indicating our mantra of I lead. Each and every day, staff play a vital role in affecting the safety and security of offenders while working to protect one another and the citizens of Ohio.
What is the secret to my success on the job? I try to go above and beyond what is expected of my job. I have almost 19 years as a correction officer, and I try to use that experience to help others, staff and inmates.
Is carrying yourself professionally. Whether it's your dress, whether it's your language, whether it's your carrying yourself professionally on a daily basis. It's the way you treat people.
The secret to my success on the job, I think, is my motivation. I think I've always been motivated to buy into the philosophies of our department.
The secret to my success on the job, well, first and foremost, I love my job. I'm very passionate about my job. I very much enjoy the ability to influence the way corrections is going to go in the future, because I see the new people coming in as those who are going to be our leaders down the road. It's more than just a job. It's more than just the ability to come in and earn a paycheck. It's the ability to make a true difference in society.
No man is an island, or no woman is an island in themselves. So I think it's very important to network and solicit the assistance of coworkers, to have good relationships, open communication, absolutely essential to being successful on the job.
The role that my family plays in my success, we're a very close-knit family. We pray together. I literally have family fun every Saturday. We play card games and we laugh, and we do a lot for fun. And if there is a need, if something is going on in the job and I need to talk, there's always someone there in my family to talk to me about it. And they also know when not to keep talking. They know when to cut it off, when to stop talking about it.
Actually, my husband works for the Department of Corrections, so that makes it really nice that he understands. But in our house, we have a 10-minute rule. What a 10-minute rule is, He has 5 minutes to tell me how his day was, and I have 5 minutes to tell him where his day was. So we try to keep it that in our home, it's our sanctuary. So we try not to provide so much information about work, but, just to kind of get feedback to each other to see how we're doing from day to day.
My success is because of my family. I have a very supportive family. I have a very close family. And I'm actually in this position because I was encouraged by my family to take it. So the acceptance of my family and the support of my family are the most important things.
In regards to my family, they've always been very supportive of me and very proud of the job that I have. To that end, I've also learned that when I'm having some sort of stressful situation at work, your first instinct is to pick up the phone and to call the person that you love the most in the world, because they're usually the person that's going to advocate for you. They're usually the person that's going to validate your feelings.
Detail my cars. I got about 3 or 4 cars. I must have the shiniest, the cleanest cars in Ohio. Play with my grandkids. That really helps. Love those kids to death. Exercise a little bit. And read. I like to read.
We have a boat, and we have it up at Lake Erie. And when we're not showing sheep or cattle or whatever, doing the farm thing, we're actually take off. And we go Friday after work and come back Sunday. You got to get away. And it's a de-stressor not only for me, but for my husband and the family.
Our family has incorporated into my mother's work stress is having a vacation where it's all put towards family. We usually go up to Lake Erie and forget about any stress, any problems at home or in my parents' workplace, and we make it a family activity. If you can make any stressless family activities work in your schedules, I believe that is a way to become more happy as a family and as a person.
I have an arsenal of these stressors, work and at home. It's the friendships that I've developed in the work environment that I'm able to leave my work location and go to a different work location just to get away and debrief myself a little bit from some of the activities that have kind of gave me a moment.
In corrections, we tend to find that other corrections people are the only ones that can really understand what we go through on a day-to-day basis. And if you got to take a little time to spend time with your fellow coworkers and kind of just cut loose a little bit, act silly and blow off a little steam.
In my basement, this is something most people don't know. I have a big punching bag, and sometimes I think about things that went on that I could not change, and I punch that bag, and it's an industrial punching bag, and that helps me out a lot. That really helps me de-stress. And I would like to say one other thing that really helps me de-stress is that I like to have fun. I have fun. I go places. I hang out with folks, and when something is going on with me, I talk about it. Certainly, I don't talk about it to everybody, but I have close friends and close family members that when I have problems, I talk about it, and I try to be more positive than negative. If you call my office, you'll hear on my voicemail say something encouraging, not discouraging. Well, I try to live by that too, and I choose to smile more than I frown. That helps me feel good.
I've learned to separate what happens at work and try not to carry that, home. So I'm like wanting to kick the dog and take all that stress out.
It's important to recognize the internal and external factors that contribute to stress. Some of the external factors that may contribute to stress are financial problems, marital relationship problems, major life changes, domestic violence, substance abuse. In addition, corrections professionals have to contend with work-related stressors, such as daily challenges in dealing with the unknown, ever-increasing pressure to do more with less, reliance on one another for our own safety, having very few people to talk to about the job.
One thing is having the ability to listen, and then you can help them work through their stresses.
Understand that my stress isn't your stress, and try not to minimize my stress. Be there and be patient, listen to that person, and just an ever-present help. You know, if that person needs to sit there and cry, let them cry. If that person needs to scream and holler about the boss or what happened that day, let them scream and holler. But a family member can just be there, needs to just be there.
And I tell you what, hugs from your children are the best things in the world. They help to recenter you and ground you back to where you need to be.
I think employees are reluctant to seek help primarily for pride.
They don't want their coworkers to know. They sort of think that if it gets on their record, that it's going to follow them, stop them from advancement. They just don't want their coworkers to know.
Another reason why I believe people are reluctant to seek help is a lack of awareness. Not everybody is aware that we have, like, the employee assistance program. They're not aware of the assist team. I mean, things that are already available to them.
A variety of resources are available to employees and their families in need of assistance. Internet users can visit our website at www.drc.state.oh.us. Simply click on the Employee Services tab and you will find links to helpful websites and information. A significant resource available on this link is the Project H.E.A.L Community Resource Guide. The H.E.A.L Community Resource Guide is a comprehensive directory of services that includes information on suicide education and prevention, the Employee Assistance Program, crisis hotline numbers, family resources, and a host of additional topics. The resource guide and website are updated periodically so that information remains current.
Hopefully, people are going to see that it's okay. If you need help, it's okay to reach out. We all need help. I'm not ashamed to say that I have done it. And it's a beautiful thing. That doesn't mean that I'm weak. What it meant was that I was in crisis and I needed that support in order to make it through. I did it. I got what I needed. And then I returned, to being able to do my job, on a normal, healthy, regular basis. And I actually feel like I'm stronger for it.
The services that the Employee Assistance Program provide include information, consultation, support, and referral services to State of Ohio employees and their family members. A majority of what we do here at the Employee Assistance Program is to assist State of Ohio employees and their family members in getting referrals for varying areas in the mental health field.
There was a time in my life, actually in my personal life and on the job, and even as challenges as a parent, that I was going through a very stressful time, very depressed. It was really hard to come to work. And I actually contacted EAP, and I utilized their counseling services, and I went through the whole duration of the allotted time, and the services were superb. So I would encourage anyone to utilize the service. I would also say that during this time with our department, if you see someone else who is stressed, another employee, talk to them, encourage them. Tell them you know somebody. Tell them you know Anna that actually utilized their services, and they were great. I would do it again.
If you or a loved one is in need of assistance, please call the Ohio Employee Assistance Program at 1-800-221-6EAP. That's 1-800-221-6327.
At DRC, we're a family. We're all in this together.